simply because you've breached protocol or broken a rule. You have created a slight instead of conferring respect. You have put up an obstacle to connecting instead of moving swiftly along the intended path. No matter what your goal is in an interaction, to persuade someone to see things your way or to leave that person intrigued and wanting more, you first have to make a connection. And you cannot do that to the best of your ability without the elements of protocol. When you ignore a cultural norm or mangle a title, the infraction goes deeper than the surface. It affects the emotions of the participants and the tenor of their exchange. Getting a South American colleague's title wrong can make her feel diminished, meaning there is no longer an equal playing field for the interaction. Ignoring the hierarchy in a group of Asian colleagues and addressing the middle manager before the CEO sends the message that you did not care to learn about their cultural norms and that you have a disregard for their professional identities. Suddenly, what was to be a productive flow of communication and ideas becomes a slowed or even stalled interaction with stops and starts and detours. You may have also unintentionally given rise to misperceptions about your own character and intentions, or introduced unnecessary defensiveness and confusion into the exchange. Not being savvy about the rules of engagement can also affect your performance. You may become more hesitant, not wanting to offend. You may withdraw into yourself and fail to make the critical connection you need. Protocol also keeps us in line. Polite, civil behavior is the glue of a successful society. Kind and respectful exchanges have healthier outcomes. When we interact with people in a welcoming, dignified way, we are encouraging communication rather than shutting it down. And depending on our position and visibility, we are sending out signals for how others can and should behave. For governments, businesses, and personal relationships, our best chance of creating strong and enduring partnerships lies in understanding our counterpart and connecting with him or her, even when your goal is mostly to persuade, as it often is in diplomacy or business. Getting that edge begins with forging or enhancing a relationship. We must learn who the other person is sitting across from us and also share who we are. We have to respect differences and find common ground. If we don't, someone else, another country, another business, another individual will step in and do it instead. There's not a single nuclear summit, business meeting, or personal interaction that can't benefit from the tools of protocol and diplomacy. When I entered the position of Chief of Protocol in 2009, I was stepping into a profoundly historic role, inheriting wisdom that had evolved over more than 1,000 years. Protocol, in both its role and its etymology, has ancient roots. The word protocol is the combination of the ancient Greek words protos, first, and kalao, attach. In other words, it is something attached first, a reference to the first sheet of papyrus that would come at the beginning of an official missive. Quite literally, protocol means setting the stage for engagement. The ancestors of our modern-day protocol officers, the diligent staff who work for and travel with the chief, were Greek heralds who would be sent to other city-states to make contact with ruling parties during wartime or to scout a future journey for a formal delegation. Heralds were guaranteed safe passage, even by a warring state, because of presumed protection by the gods, a qualification that I am sure many a protocol officer or ambassador today would appreciate.